As training camp continues, let's talk about another training camp battle going on. We just did quarterback surrounding Kenny Pickett and Mitchell Trubisky. Now let's move on to another question mark surrounding this team and this offense overall. And that is, of course, the offensive line. Is it better than last year? On paper, yes. Will it be better than last year? We all hope so.
I hope to God so.
We can all hope. But let's talk about a specific position that is open for grabs, and that is left guard.
The left guard position, and the people that will be battling for that position, projectedly, is Kevin Dotson, who was last year's starter at that position, and Kendrick Green, who is transitioning from center to guard, his most comfortable position.
And this is all under the impression that Mason Cole is the center and James Daniels is the right guard.
As Dan Moore and Chuck Okorafor are the tackles.
Obviously. So I think that is the best way this offensive line can be lined up. If you want to, if they would ever want to swap guards with Daniels to left and Dotson or Green to right, that would work as well. But that's just our assumption.
Yeah.
So let's talk about left guard. Kevin Dotson, Kendrick Green. 3rd and 4th round picks respectively.
They have their hiccups. They for sure have their hiccups, but they have that upside for sure. And I want to start with Kevin Dotson first. Kevin Dotson, his rookie year, was outstanding. I'd say.
And he was very beloved among Steelers fans.
And very limited snaps and limited starts, actually. He was probably the best offensive lineman that year, his rookie season.
To be real with you, and he was immediately loved by Steelers fans, the Steeler Nation, that we all had hopes. And we all still think that this guy is going to be a future anchor to this offensive line.
Now, that was when he was at right guard for the majority of the time, when DeCastro was out with injury.
Right.
But then last year, he transitioned to left guard because we signed Trey Turner to be the right guard after DeCastro got released.
Which was not his natural spot on the line.
No,
he is more natural on the right side.
Right. And you could tell last year he wasn't as good that we kind of all anticipated or kind of hoped for.
Right. He didn't exactly make a sophomore jump like most of us anticipated.
Yeah.
Maybe I got my expectations a little too high on Dotson. I thought he was going to have a Pro Bowl year. I still think he has that Pro Bowl potential.
Oh, for sure. I think Dotson still could be a great offensive line for this team.
Right. So last year, in my opinion, in our opinion actually, he was a little out of position due to him transitioning from right to left. So he's still learning that spot. And he was also injured for most part of the season.
Yeah.
So that really, hurt his stock and his production and his play time, obviously. Kendrick Green, on the other hand, was the center last year and was
the guy that was beside Kevin Dotson.
Let's all be real. It was a disaster watching Green at center. It was not his natural spot. It's not a spot he should have been given.
I mean, to be real, I don't know what the Pittsburgh Steelers were thinking about drafting a natural guard to be the center replacement to Marquise Pouncey when he retired.
He only had 3 starts as a center at Illinois. So I don't know why them transitioning a quote-unquote undersized interior lineman and shifting him to the most important spot on the offensive line, which was center, replacing Marquise Pouncey.
And ultimately, they had no choice but to start him. They had no choice.
And that's only because the Steelers did poor execution at filling the offensive line last year.
Yeah.
This year, they did a very good job. A new offensive line coach, and hopefully one that will stay here for the majority of the season, or all of the season.
Yeah. And Pat Meyer.
They obviously signed Mason Cole and James Daniels, 2 interior guys, 2 young, fresh faces with a ton of starting experience, which is what we needed. And now they're going to shift Green from center back to guard, and he will be battling with Kevin Dotson, and both guys still have some potential.
Yeah, they do.
Now, Kendrick Green's gotten some heat, mostly due to the undersized factor. I don't think it's exactly him being undersized. Does it have some part? I do think so, but I don't think it's all of it. His technique is off. His hand usage is off. His footwork is very off. And playing center for him didn't help one bit.
No, considering he had very, very little experience at center and having to start right away.
Right.
That was a recipe for disaster. And the Steelers should have known better there.
And I think we all agree that Kendrick Green is best used when he is a pulling guard.
Yeah.
So putting him at left guard will definitely benefit him. I'm excited to see what he can do in his second year and what he has done to improve himself. He's worked with the Pouncey brothers all offseason.
Yes, he has.
We've seen it all over social media. We've seen it all over his Instagram. He's working with the Pouncey twins, man. And I believe he's also been working with Duke Mayweather, who is a offensive line expertise. He is an offensive line trainee. He is the guy you want to go to when you want to build your craft and work on your game as an offensive lineman.
Yeah, and Duke Mayweather, he's actually the same person that Kevin Dotson has been working with for quite some time.
Right, so those two working with him is tremendous. And that's the guy you want to go to when you're a young offensive lineman trying to build your way on this new offensive line.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see what these guys can bring to the table and see what these guys can do at left guard and how they're going to keep one-upping each other. And the best thing about both of them is whoever loses the battle, they have that swing interior offensive lineman, that swing guard versatility.
Yes,
they have
do.
that swing guard, ability, which is a great thing for this offensive line.
And it's something that you want, that versatility, that reliable backup that you got. Whether Dotson's a starter or Kendrick Green's a starter, the person that loses the job is the backup.
Right.
And I think you're still good regardless because you got a capable backup on your hands right there.
And
if something were to go down.
And the best thing about these two is they're both still on their rookie deals.
Yes, they are.
So they haven't even reached their peak yet, which is a great thing. So Dotson in his third year, but second full year as a left guard, and Kendrick Green in his second year transitioning from center to guard. What can these guys bring to the table? How can they continue to boost this line? How can they continue to boost themselves? I'm excited to find out, man.
As am I.
So let us know your guys' thoughts down below. Who you think wins the battle? If there's any other name you want to put in the battle, definitely do so because the interior offensive line depth it's got some names. Not notable crazy names, but it's got the depth value.
Yes, it does.
So maybe these guys underwhelm. I doubt it, but maybe these guys underwhelm and someone steps up to the plate. I don't know. Anything can happen in training camp, man. This is what training camp's for. But I'm excited for this position battle is left guard. Let us know your guys' thoughts, and we'll see you guys in the next one.
Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you later.
Peace!